Is anyone else just fed up with everything that's going on in America? Like, I truly cannot be the only one that feels this way. It's scary. It's damn right embarrassing. And it's very sad because I used to be happy to be American. That is not the case anymore.
So difficult with the rising costs. I really do feel for the younger generation and even for the older generation. I mean, you're hearing the stories here that it's just so difficult right now. You go and do a few things and it's like your bank account is empty. And that is the reality. Money goes by so quickly. And the reason why is because primarily, in my opinion, wages have not kept up here in the US. That's a fact. And also the cost of everything has gone up so dramatically that right now it's just not lining up. It's really, really, really difficult to make ends meet. And you do have to start learning to do with less. Take out the luxuries in life, take out the unnecessary vacations, the unnecessary spending, take out the wants, and really just focus on the needs. And even just by getting the needs, purchasing the needs, taking care of your needs, even that really starts to draw people broke. And I'm seeing more and more that people are having a harder time to cope with this because it's getting too stressful.
All across social media, you are starting to see something strange. White Americans are breaking down. White Americans are complaining. White Americans are regretting. Some are crying. Some are ranting. Some are saying the quiet part out loud. America is hard. And life in America is unforgiving. Healthcare is unaffordable. Jobs are underpaying. Housing, it's out of reach. It's hard to put a roof over your head. And suddenly, they are waking up to the America black people have been warning them against or about for generations. They are waking up to the America that black people have been suffering in because the white people were not suffering in the same America. They had all this privilege. But the irony is thick because for decades, black people have said it's not good as it is. Black people have cried out, but what happened? They were ignored, labeled as complainers, called ungrateful. Now the system is turning on them too. And what we are seeing isn't just hard to watch. It is revealing, it is a revelation that black people were always right. They were right because they were saying that black people always complain, and even they were giving it an example, maybe to the Africans or to the other minority group, telling them, you see how black people are complaining? Don't be like them. We as black people, we were used as an example that we are lazy, but things are not the same as you think it is. Now, before I go down with this video, I want you to watch these clips of white people breaking down or talking about what's going on in America. And it's not white people alone. Even black people are going through the same shit. But I'm playing you videos for white people because it matters a lot on this. It is revealing. Watch this clip and then we come back.
Just got back on American soil where everything is overrated, where everybody struggles with mental health, where you struggle just to live, where you put on a smile for everybody, but you're broken inside and you don't want anybody to know. Because you live paycheck to paycheck. You can't even keep savings. They're trying to take away income tax returns when that's the only time where people can actually have vacation to be able to fix things that you couldn't fix throughout the year. Or like I said before, actually go on vacation so you can have a mental break. Welcome back.
What am I doing wrong? I work every day and I'm still broke. Like, I have a decent job, I make some decent money, but I live out here in Cali. Like, bro, as soon as I get paid, I have all these bills stacked up, bro, that shit wipes me clean. Like, fuck, I got no money left over. Making $100,000 a year doesn't get you anywhere nowadays.
Hi guys, I'm really stressed today. I just went to the grocery store, bought 10 items, and it was $80 freaking already. I literally have $10 left on my account. So, a little backstory. I got laid off from my job a month ago. And I've been applying for jobs months before I got laid off. Sent out hundreds of resumes already. Applied to hundreds of jobs on the internet, remote and on-site. Tailored my resume to every position that I applied using ChatGPT. Went to only a few interviews. And still nothing. Like, what the f is going on with America right now? Like, it's so freaking hard to live here. Like, I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna keep applying for jobs. I'm gonna keep showing up. But man, my bills are not going to wait.
Y'all, I just went today and got my driver's license renewed, my car tags renewed, picked up 2 prescriptions, and got a few groceries. To say that I'm completely broke now is an understatement. So I'm going to have to go home and start selling off my furniture to be able to live the rest of the month. I mean, that's just, it's unbelievable. And my heart hurts today. Truly hurts for people who are not able. And we're living in some rough times, really rough times. And we need to be praying for all those around us who are not as fortunate as we are to be able to do the things that we need to do. I'm not talking about extras. I'm not talking about going on vacation and doing fun things. I'm talking about living, taking care of your vehicle, if you can even afford a vehicle, putting groceries on the table, buying medicine, the things you have to do. It's sad. It's very sad.
This is what I'm struggling with in America right now in my 20s. Why is everything so expensive? Why am I making more money waitressing than I would make using my college degree? I barely have a life. I have 2 days off and I work Wednesday to Sunday, doubling just to pay my bills. At 22 years old, all of my bills are in my name. I have no help. How are y'all affording housing? In Myrtle Beach, a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,500. How are y'all getting insurance, going to the doctor, getting medicine? And then some of us are trying to be TikTok influencers. Who knows where that's going to get me? Me and my boyfriend are saving, but we barely see each other during the week, and it feels like we're working our asses off for nothing. Do we need to move somewhere for a better job opportunity that we don't know about? Do any of y'all really know what you want to do with your life right now? It is so scary being in America right now.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a 1-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, that car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home and you only eat decent quality food because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, that's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to. There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
So I think TikTok is currently exposing something really important, and we're actually not talking about it. America is no longer the main character when it comes to global culture. Now, this was a bit of a mouthful, so let me explain what I mean. For decades, the US has dominated global culture. I'm talking about Hollywood, pop music, social media. Even the way we think about success and individualism has been driven by the US and their culture. But now, a shift is happening, at least I feel it. And I think the global talk trend on TikTok is actually proving it. People are now consuming more and more content from creators outside the US. People are embracing different languages, different types of humor, different perspectives. And it's not just a trend. I actually think it's the start of something much, much bigger. I think for the first time in my lifetime, we are seeing a global rejection of Americanization. And it's not just about entertainment, it's about values. American culture has long pushed extreme individualism, like the idea that success is completely personal, that you have to hustle everything and you have to make it on your own. But many of the cultures that are currently rising from Europe, from Canada, from Asia, from Latin America aren't built that way. These cultures value community, they value balance, and they also value shared success. And let's be honest, they also value social safety nets, universal health care, paid parental leave, affordable education, all things that Americans are still arguing over and still disagreeing about. I actually think that we're entering the end of the American dream, that the idea that anyone can rise from nothing if they just work hard is going to become obsolete. Because in most places, success isn't about working hard. It's about the system in which you live. And let's talk politics for a moment. With the US becoming more and more polarized and isolated, I think this could be the moment where the rest of the world just moves on. And we stop looking at America as the blueprint for culture. So what do you think? Is this just a temporary trend, or are we seeing a real shift in the world where we move away from American influence? And if that's the case, what comes next? What culture, what values, what perspectives will take center stage? Let me know what you think in the comments. I really want to know. And on that note, have a great day.
One of the biggest reasons why I would never go back to living in America, living in New York, is because when you leave America, you realize America is the only expensive place that you could ever go to. Because, bruh, do you know that when I was living in New York, not even a year and a half ago, I used to spend around $5,000-$6,000 a month for all my expenses, probably even more. And do you know that right now I've been traveling for over a year and a half? I've been to 11 different countries so far within a year and a half. And do you know that right now, as we speak, I'm in Colombia. I spend $2,000 a month for all my expenses. Or for $2,000 a month. For this apartment, I only pay like $470 a month. So everything else is basically me partying, drinking, smoking, and actually not having to penny pinch. Guys, please wake up. Leaving America, you're going to realize all you need to do is make a little bit of money online, and you could travel the world and just literally live abroad, and it's a lot damn cheaper. But if you want to live in America, I wish you the best of luck. Make sure y'all follow me on my YouTube, Cash Travels. You will see every country I've been to. I don't penny pinch, and I have a blast. And I've spent no more than like $2,000 for every country I've been to. Wake up.
Is anyone else just fed up with everything that's going on in America? Like, I truly cannot be the only one that feels this way. It's scary. It's damn right embarrassing. And it's very sad because I used to be happy to be American. That is not the case anymore.
I just got thinking as I'm driving into work today, dropping my son off at school, filled up the gas tank, and and I realized gas prices, $2.98 a gallon. Got paid this week. Still paying taxes, income tax. Oh, guess what? Still paying property tax. Guess what? We're still paying tax on overtime. So then I started wondering, is it just a different face with the same old frickin' story? It seems like no matter who's in charge, we get hyped up at the beginning before they get in that big change is coming. Big change is coming. Wow, we're gonna all have all this money. No matter who goes in, it's the same shit. The government wins, you lose. And I realize I need new brakes and rotors on the back of my car. It's grinding when I stop. My dryer's broken. Somehow I gotta buy a new damn dryer. But how do we pay for it all? Wanna know what? We can't. You wanna know why? Because the government takes all of your money. What do they do with it? They sure as hell don't fix the roads. Just drove 30 minutes from one town to the next today and just about took the tires and the alignment out of my car. Bang, bang, bang the whole damn way. Where's the money go? All this money we give them, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and what do they do with it? I'd like to know. They're supposed to get to the bottom of it. A lot of big arrests coming. Guess what? Not one arrest. Different face, same story. You know what that means? We're all just living the old American dream, aren't we?
I don't think Americans in the United States realize how the rest of the world sees us. Let me give you an example. A while back, I was having a conversation with my friend. Now, my friend lives here in Mexico. She's Mexican, and her daughter was going to study in the United States, or thinking about going to study in the United States for university. And she was saying to me how worried she was for her daughter to go study in the US because it is so dangerous. She was like, I don't know, there's so much gun violence. I don't know if it's safe. I was saying to her, you should be fine, avoid these places at night, avoid these cities. And then as I was saying it, it hit me. As a US citizen that lives in Mexico, this is something that I hear all the time about going to Mexico. People will say to me, I don't like you going to Mexico, it's so dangerous. Did you see the news? But the same exact thing is being said and happening about people going to visit the United States, especially right now. Growing up, we're so indoctrinated to believe that we are so lucky to be born in the United States, this place where only we have freedoms and safety. But from the outside looking in, it's completely different. People see mass shootings, gun violence, police violence, and now a government restricting rights. And they worry for their people going to visit the United States.
How do y'all enjoy your weekends when you're broke? Am I the only one saying this? But you ever work all week, you realize you ain't got no money, then the weekend rolls around, and you think to yourself, I can't enjoy it because I got no money to do nothing. I remember in the summertime, one time I was getting ready to go get gas to mow my lawn, and I realized I was broke and had to take money off my overdraft, my checking account, just to buy fuel for my lawnmower. And I'm watching all my neighbors with RVs and got trampolines in their back lawns, and they got four-wheelers and all these things that luxuries that I can't buy, and it doesn't really bother me, but I don't really care about luxuries in life. But I'm I just want to be able to enjoy my weekend and feel like I got a few extra dollars, or when I'm mowing my lawn, I want to take pride in that. But I can't explain the feeling that you get when you're broke on a weekend. You just almost feel guilty for enjoying yourself. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
More and more people are really struggling here in the United States to put a roof over their head. A lot of people are not able to qualify for apartments or purchase homes. They're having a hard time. They are becoming homeless. And a lot of people are even finding more creative ways to try and keep a roof over their head. Some people are even looking at storage units. Check this out.
Been living in my car. Now I'm living in a storage unit. Trying to get an apartment, but can't right now.
I'm at the storage unit, finna get me a storage today. I'm feeling mighty proud of myself today, Yeah, you can see the building right here. I ain't gonna really show everything, but yeah. I'm looking for the smallest storage unit. How much is the smallest one? Just got the storage unit.
like I can put my. Thought I would have a big one, but I think I can put my bed right here or whatever. Man. Got all my stuff in. Gotta get some. I let this up when I get hot.
I'm homeless by choice because I got tired of spending all my money on rent and I need to save some money. If you're new here, I keep most of my stuff at this storage unit, but I also have an office where I have access to Wi-Fi, a refrigerator, and pretty much everything else I need 24/7. I have 2 jobs and I also sleep at work, so that definitely helps. Keep in mind, the office and work are 2 different places. Now, I am really active in my comments, and I noticed that a lot of moms were saying if they didn't have kids, they would be doing the same thing. And I definitely understand. For years, I just felt like it had to be a better way. I did not want to work, go home, take care of the kids, barely sleep, and still have to pay all these bills. My kids are older, so it worked out to where I was finally able to put myself in a situation. So although I sleep at work, I rented this office because I just don't want to be in one spot all day. We have offices starting at $300, so it's nowhere near as much as I would be paying for rent. Whenever I do come here, I have 24-hour access. I can use the bathroom. We have a microwave, refrigerator, Wi-Fi, and everything else I need.
Hello, good morning. Can you keep your door open?
Yeah.
Okay, because we can't have it closed like that. It has to be open, wide open at all times.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Everything okay?
Everything good?
Okay, yeah. If you don't mind opening it, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
Man, I had to bring him here. I ain't want to do it, but I mean, he chilling, man. This is what we at for the night. We in the unit. You know what I'm saying? Shelter, he be tripping, man. His behavior, he don't. Bunch of weird people there. He don't like it. But here, he got his own world. He got a TV. He got a bed. He chilling. He got a moat. You know what I'm saying? We gonna thug it out. We gonna slide out in the morning, do what we do. Ain't that right, boy? We gonna do what we do, ain't it? Huh?
So life update. I'm living in my car. My little S10. This is me. Stay home for the foreseeable future. And yeah, I don't know what to do. And I don't really have anyone. I toured 2 apartments yesterday. I won't qualify for them because you have to make 2.5 times the over $1,200 rent a month. And I don't even make the rent a month. I've never been homeless before. But you know what? This is a really good story. Like, I can only go, I mean, I could go down, but like, I'm gonna go up from here. Cause then, like, I'm broke and homeless at 21. But like, that makes for such a good story. When I'm like super successful and rich and like doing so well and have so many people. I'm gonna have such a bomb starter story. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be like, I was broke and homeless at 21. And look where I am now. Boom. And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like, wow, go you. I just gotta make it through this part. But this part like builds resilience, character, all that shit. I'm gonna be so funny after this. I'm gonna have such a good personality. I'm gonna be equipped with so many skills. I'm gonna be so smart, crafty, nifty, and cool, and funny. And it's gonna be so good. I just gotta make it through this part. Just checking in, I guess. I mean, life update.
I'm broke, I'm 18 years old, and I live in this small little vehicle. Today, we were finally able to get the front seat out. One of my coworkers at Jack in the Box ended up taking it out for me, and I'm so thankful because I could not do it on my own. And of course, I wanted to record for you guys the whole process of taking a whole seat out, but I was embarrassed to ask him if I could record him, and I also don't want anybody from work knowing that I do TikTok. Anyways, after taking the seat out of the vehicle, I cannot believe how spacious it looks. I know a Fiat is a very small vehicle, but it literally literally feels like a small RV, and taking out the seat just made my life way easier. I don't have to be hopping or jumping to the front seat to get things. I love it. I think I'm gonna get like small little cabinets from Walmart so I can organize my clothes. Somebody asked me where I park, and I do park outside a co-worker's house. I give her $50. She allows me to use her electricity, but my car isn't.
Welcome back. Now let's talk about illusion. White Americans, especially middle class and working class, were sold a dream. And this dream was called American dream. Work hard, read hard, and everything will come easy. The American dream wasn't just a phrase. It was a promise. A promise to go to school, a promise to work hard, be a good citizen, and you'll get the job of your dream, the house of your dream, the better life. Now, let's be real here. That dream was never meant for everybody. Black people or black folks were never truly included into this American dream. Not after slavery, not after or not during Jim Crow law, or not even now. Black folks are never included into this dream. And black people have been complaining all along. Black people have been protesting. Black people have been fighting hard because to get the same opportunity as white people. And we have been seeing this. But they were labeled names. Now, we got segregation, redlining, mass incarceration, and white America got all the benefits. Then believe that the system, or they believe that the system worked, even when wages were stagnant, even when jobs left the country, they still held. We got segregation, redlining, mass incarceration. White America got the benefits. They believe that the system worked. Even when wages were stagnant, even when jobs left the country, they still held on to the illusion of American dream. They never saw that because black people have been suffering all along. Black people have been going through a lot all along. So they believe, they know the story, they know the game. Even if anything changes right now, black people will not, go into suspense because they have already been here for more than 400 years. But to white people, that's why it's causing to them mental health. To white people, when things change or when things are changing, when power shifts, it creates chaos to them. When power shifts, they think it is reverse racism. When power shifts, they think it is black people are paying back. That's how it is. This illusion of American dream is breaking. Now, even with the college degree, better education, no criminal record, a good job, white Americans are struggling. And you have heard the videos. The taxes are high. Taxes everywhere. People are being taxed, not only black only, but even white people. You have seen them. They are crying in their cars, saying things like, I did everything right. And still I can't afford this. Still I can't afford rent. Still I can't afford to have time with my boyfriend, with my girlfriend, because we don't have time. We work hard. And one hospital visit will destroy me financially. That's how they say, because medication is expensive. One hospital visit, everything is scattered. They are in their cars crying, saying that I thought life could get easier if I read hard, if I get better job, but it didn't. And black folks are watching, okay, welcome to the struggle. That's how black people are watching. Welcome to the struggle, because this is the reality we black people have lived in our entire lives. It is the reality black people have lived in for more than 400 years. And a system that doesn't reward hard work, that doesn't protect you, that doesn't care about your pain, black Americans knew. And black Americans tried to tell you, but you didn't listen. When black Americans spoke up, when they marched, when we cried out as black people, you called black people complainers. You said that we were playing the victim. When black people say that police don't protect us, you say that we were overreacting. When we said that the system's broken, you told us to stop whining and work harder. But now you are seeing it. You are now sitting in your cars, crying. You haven't paid rent. You have children. The grocery is high. The fuel is high. But you did everything right and still ended up broke. You did everything right but still ended broke, tired and afraid. Some are saying America is exhausting. You are not being targeted for your race. You are being eaten alive by the system you protected for long. You are eaten alive by the system that has been always broken. The system that we talked about, but you didn't listen. The system that was suppressing black people, but you think that we were joking. That's what is happening. It is eating you up. Nobody is targeting white people. But the system wasn't meant for the middle class or poor white people, or black people, or people of color. The system was meant for the rich people. And I've been telling white people for so long that this white privilege is what is eating them up. The system is what is eating them up. The white supremacy narrative is what is eating them up. For example, when a white person is somewhere in Africa, he doesn't have any money, and Africans approach him, like Kenyans, for example, we all think that white people are rich. Why? Because of that narrative. When these Kenyans approach you and you don't have anything to give back to them, you don't have even a single cent, how can you say you are broke? Because the system does not want you to say you are broke. The system has made us to think that you are rich as a white person. The system has made us to think that you never lack as a white person. It is eating you up mentally because you don't have anything to give out, but yet people believe that you have it all. It's just like a parent. Children always believe you have the solution of everything, and yet maybe you don't have. You go into stress, you go into dilemma, you go into mental health. So white people are going into mental health a lot because of the white system and the privilege and the supremacy. That narrative is eating you up every day. It's just not protecting you anymore. And now you know how it feels to be ignored. You know how it feels to be gaslight. You know how it feels to be dismissed. And we as black people warned you. You didn't listen. Now it's eating you up. Black America knew the struggle all along. They knew the game. They knew the cards. They have been playing these cards all along. Black Americans were born in this. And they learned to survive without safety nets. They learned to survive in the midst of mosquitoes without the net, without promises, without illusion. They found strength in the community, in art, in resistance, and in faith. And many of black Americans, they understand this. Many, a lot of them. And through all the pain, black Americans build joy, build music culture, build movement. Through the pain, black Americans build joy, build music culture, build movements, because we had to survive. We had to survive without your assistance. White Americans are now they are only now learning. It is too early, or it is too late to learn, because already black people knows how to struggle. White people don't know how to struggle, and that's where the shift of power will come in between. Do you know how things happened? That's where the power will shift. And that grief you are feeling, that's death of a fantasy, the end of a lie. You were not supposed to suffer. That's what they told you. They told you that you are the child, the golden child. You are not supposed to suffer. But now the truth is knocking on your door. Now you got mental health issues. You got stress. You don't know what to do. Social media become a mirror, and you have been seeing yourself. You have been seeing your reflection for the first time. Viral TikTokers, viral videos of white folks crying, college grants overwhelmed, young parents begging for help. We have been seeing these videos. There's a video I've played you of a Gen Z, 20 years of age, white. She's crying, and it's too early. It is too early, but she don't know what to do. Social media has become a mirror, and you are seeing your reflection for the first time. Viral TikTokers of white folks are crying, college grants overwhelmed, young parents begging for help. I've just played you a video of a 20 years old lady, young white lady. She even doesn't know what to do. And she's still young, but she has felt the struggle. She can't even afford to have his boyfriend around. That's what she was saying. Because of what? Because the struggle is real. And in the comments, black folks are saying, now you are seeing the reality. In the comment section, black people are saying that this has been our reality. We have been living into this. We have been telling you all along. You didn't listen to us. This is the real struggle. And now white people are seeing their reflection. It has been happening. Now, right now, white folks are admitting the fact that American dream is dead. White folks are now admitting that studying hard, following the rules and doing all these shit they said is not giving up. Some white people are now admitting that America is only for the rich. And even some of them, they are running away out of the country, looking for a better place. I wonder. You may see Africans going to America because of the dream, but the Americans themselves, they are running away. White people are admitting that the system we believed or you believed in is crumbling. And the safety net that you thought you had was never real. White people are admitting. But maybe now we can have a honest conversation, because right now everyone is going through the same struggle. But as I always said, white people, white Americans are always brainwashed by the narrative of the white supremacy or the white privilege. Here's the question that I want to leave here to my white people. Now that you are suffering, will you finally stand with black people? Now that you have seen what's going on, will you stop calling black protesters divisive? Will you stop defending policies that hurt black people or hurt everyone just to punish black folks? Will you stop blaming black people and start fighting the system? Because we are all living in the same mess right now. The difference, we knew it was a mess. You thought it was a dream. Now that the veil is lifted, what will you do? Keep clinching to the illusion or fight for something real? Will you join hands with black people, or you are still seeing the color? Because maybe the color black is the problem. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the blackness or the black skin is the problem. Maybe you don't care the struggle. Maybe you don't care you going through a lot. But because black people are suffering too, you are okay. Maybe. And that's what is causing all this mental health. That's what is causing all this white Gen Z's suffering. Now, let me end with this. To the white Americans who are shedding tears, breaking down in their cars, I see you. I see you, and your pain is real because black people have been in those pain, but so is the history you refused to hear. Black people have walked this road. We know how to survive the system. We have been doing it since day one. We don't cry. And that's why you see black people right now, they are saying they are not going to protest. When the grocery is high, they keep smiling. They go party because they know how to survive. Black people have the wisdom, the experience, the blueprint. And you just didn't want to hear it. Latinos, Asian Americans, all of you, you didn't want to hear it because they sold you a lie. A lie that black people never bought that lie. Why? Because black people are the blueprint. So they cannot fall for a lie that easily. If this video made you think, don't forget to comment down there, subscribe, and share this with someone you think that have to hear this message. Till next episode, peace out.